Yes, folks, I don't think Billy Te Kahika has a dog's chance of getting over 5%. And it's not just because of Jamie Lee Ross, who has baggage in his own right. I think the problem Billy will face is this. Right now he's drawing big crowds, and I would say mainly from the political niche within the social media bubble. People who understand exactly what Billy is talking about. Now take Billy out of that social media bubble and place him in the mainstream bubble where people don't have time for social media politics, where people are only interested in working and surviving, where people believe everything on the mainstream media, and none of them will have a clue what Billy is talking about. This is what Billy will face.
I'm not sure exactly, but I don't think it's the biggest threat, is what they are trying to tell people and scare people. Some of it was a bit out the gate, like, conspiracy theories, like.
Yeah, and of course the mainstream media will use the same conspiracy theory narrative as well.
And as you saw there, the minor parties are hanging on by the skin of their teeth. As political reporter Jenna Lynch found out today, some are going to extreme lengths to try and survive.
Don't blame it on the good times, blame it on vaccines.
Every man, woman and child on God's earth will be vaccinated, like hell.
This is Billy Te Kahika Jr. He's been packing out halls across New Zealand with a simple message, a conspiracy theory that COVID-19 was planned.
COVID-19 health pandemic was a weaponised bioweapon that would be used against civilian populations around the world to get rid of a lot of us.
His message is getting traction.
We don't have democracy anymore. Governments definitely don't listen to the people.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah, it's all crap. And he wants to be in government.
We're going to fix this. We're going to make Aotearoa New Zealand great again.
He couldn't get his New Zealand Public Party registered in time, but enter a political wrecking ball.
Jamie Lee Ross.
Propping up the party, adopting their language.
To take back our country and reclaim our rights and freedoms.
Jamie Lee Ross never had a chance before this. He has seen an opportunity and exploited it, and he is not stopping here, calling on a whole bunch of other fringe movements to join his in an effort to get more minor parties into the parliament.
The minor parties are struggling, scrapping for survival and scrapping with each other.
Twerp, the tweaker from Epsom.
Look, if his punches are as empty as his political promises, I got nothing to worry about.
Jamie Lee Ross's pitch is he'll make sure it's not just Labour and National in Parliament, but they won't go near him.
No, definitely not. Ever. Never. Not happening.
Yeah, now what would happen if that were true? That would leave Billy et al. In limbo. Pretty much powerless, wouldn't it?
According to our latest News Hub Read research poll, voters do want minor parties at the table. We asked, would you prefer to see a single big party govern alone or a government that includes minor parties? 39.8% said they'd prefer just one party in government. A majority, 53.8%, want a combination. 6.4% don't know. When you look at those that support the major two parties, a majority, 53.4% of Labour voters want a combination of parties in government, but only 42.3% of National voters do.
It shows that minor parties can make a major contribution.
But to do so, you've got to get across the line, and for this latest venture, they don't care where the votes come from. Jenna Lynch, News Hub.
Yeah, and here's more of the same.
Former National MP Jamie Lee Ross has joined forces with a controversial party in the hope of getting back into Parliament. Ross's Advance New Zealand will merge with the New Zealand Public Party, whose leader believes COVID-19 was planned. Edward O'Driscoll reports.
Dancing for democracy.
Yeah, but whose democracy? Billy's Maori democracy? He still won't sign an agreement stating he will treat Maori and Pākehā equally.
The little-known New Zealand Public Party attracting a lively crowd and attracting COVID-19 conspiracies too.
What I suspected that it was a weaponised bioweapon that would be used against civilian populations around the world to get rid of a lot of us.
This is the party embattled MP Jamie Lee Ross wants to hitch a ride to Parliament with, to form an alliance of parties standing together this election with his Advance NZ at the helm.
Climbing on the same waka and paddling in the same direction, the right direction. Anyone there? This is a first for me, my first live anything on Facebook.
The NZPP was launched by Billy Te Kahika in June after his Facebook Lives claiming COVID-19 was a hoax went viral. And speaking today at the launch of the merger, the rhetoric hasn't changed.
COVID-19 health crisis was something that was going to be used to eventually destroy our democracy here in Aotearoa, New Zealand.
The party also appears to be against 1080 and mandatory vaccinations.
I'm not an anti-vaxxer. What I am is I'm pro-choice.
5G2, a topic Jamie Lee Ross has quickly studied up on.
We want to hold a parliamentary select committee inquiry on the electromagnetic radiation standards that New Zealand uses to ensure it's fit for purpose.
Ross split from National in 2018 in dramatic fashion, accusing the party of donation fraud, a case that is currently before the courts. Under the merger, Te Kahika plans to stand in Te Tai Tokoro against Labour's Calvin Davis. Ross says he's talking to 6 other minor parties and is confident he'll cross the 5% threshold to get into Parliament.
To take on the establishment parties together.
Taking a united approach even before registering with the Electoral Commission.
Yeah, anyway, moving on to something different.
Now, a couple of things is that, you know, I kind of got very unusually sort of lost my cool before because of what I've been through today. I've been meeting with security people, and just to see a claim from that guy, McKenzie, who's getting his few seconds worth of fame from this. You know, people like that say that for some reason anyone would make up anything like this is just nuts. I think you'd have to be a nutter to make up anything like somebody's threatening you or you've had a potential threat arrive on your doorstep like we had the other day in Christchurch. And really, to make anything up like that, you'd have to be a real nutter and have a screw loose. So right then, right now I want to call people out who think that we would make anything up like that. I really want to thank Lee from Rubicon Crossing posting something, because he was actually in the motel room with us watching it all go down as we spoke to the police.
But Billy, I know you were using headphones during that so-called phone call to the police, so no one could hear anything the so-called police were saying. Yeah, now folks, I rang the Electoral Commission yesterday to try and find out about the rules regarding political party mergers. But that involved their legal department, and I didn't have time to talk to them yesterday. But in reality, I think they're doing everything legally anyway. The only question I have is this: what name goes on the ballot paper?